Are you all in? I'm all in. If you're not all in, what are you even doing with yourself? I told myself I'd go all in. Absolutely all in. Not halfway. No hesitation, no turning back. Just fully committed. All in on every DC idea. All in on every DC challenge. All in on every DC dream. Because if you're not all in, then what's the point, right? So here I am, all in with no regret, all in with everything I've got, and all in with DC to the very end. This episode of Comics for Fun and Profit is brought to you by DC's All In. Are you all in?
You like cheap comic books, right? Well, I'm Professor Allen, and I talk about cheap comic books on the Quarterbin podcast. In every episode, I'll dissect a single comic from my collection, as long as I paid no more than 25 cents for the issue. Forget about $4 new comics that you can read in 4 minutes, or crossover events that can cost $100 to collect. Join me in the Quarterbin, where even bad comics are a bargain, and good ones are a steal. The Quarterbin podcast is part of the Relatively Geeky Podcast Network. Visit us at relativelygeekypodcast.blogspot.com or search Relatively Geeky or Quarterbin Podcast in iTunes. I guarantee it'll be worth every penny.
All right, recording right now. And 3, 2, 1. Thank you for listening to Comics for Fun and Profit. This is your sneak peek at next week with Kyle and Drew. But before we get into what's coming up in your local comic book shops this coming Wednesday, Drew, what do we got in the world of comics? And by the way, this is episode number 954. I forgot my cadence. We've been gone too long, sir.
Yeah, it's 2025.
Yeah.
And we are christening in the new year with Skeleton Crew,
Yeah.
Disney, the last week of NFL football to see if our beloved Steelers are the 3 seed or the 5 seed or the 6 seed.
And
It could be any of those 3. We don't know.
How
And
do we
then-
limp in?
Yeah. Had a good run there, and then the wheels fell off.
Look at that Murderer's Row.
Yes. And so it's a lot of college football playoffs going on.
Yeah.
We've been getting torn away from that with our Ohio team doing well.
Both of our Ohio teams, our Bobcats did very well, and the Ohio State University has done very well.
Yeah. My alma mater actually won in its first conference championship in my lifetime, so that was kind of interesting to finally happen. I remember I used to watch them when they were 1-15, or 1-11. It was bad.
Bad sideline
years
passes when they were 1-15.
Yeah, exactly. It was on the field, right there.
Yeah.
Up
One thing I
close
do
and
want to talk
personal
about,
with crap.
Drew, is did you watch the Superman trailer?
I did. I watched
All
it a
right.
couple of times.
There we go.
It was
That's my boy.
really great.
Yeah.
Really great.
Like true to comics, great.
I like the little Krypto thing a lot, and I like
Yeah.
a lot of characters popping up in that thing. I'm psyched for it. I think it'll be great.
Yeah. So, very cool things for the comic book enthusiasts in us. So I was happy to see it.
Yeah, we've got Yeah, I mean, I'm holding out hope for James Gunn. I'm hoping he.
I mean, I've been with James Gunn since the Sliver days, so I mean, let's go.
Okay. I mean, I've heard good things about Creature Commandos. I'm not watching it, but heard good things. What else? Of course, Peacemaker. He was involved in that, right?
Guardians.
Guardians, of course. Yeah.
Yeah. Suicide Squad, which meh, but whatever.
Yeah. So I hope he cracks the code and DC gets some equal footing in the movie sphere with the MCU. I'd like to see them hold their own, because they hold
There you
their
go.
own with comics, I think. At least from a readability standpoint, they're solid.
Did you read the Harley that everybody's lampooning?
The fart one?
Yes.
No, I did
They're
not.
just like, this is a whole comic dedicated to a fart fetish.
Yeah. Yeah, I did not, and yeah, I guess I'll wait for the trade on that.
That's funny.
Yeah,
Yeah, because that like leaked over into like outside of my typical comic nerddom. There was people lampooning that.
really,
Yeah.
that's cool. Who knew?
Gotta love it.
Yeah, you gotta hate when the only reason we cross over is for silliness.
Is to laugh and point and laugh at us, yeah.
Yeah, I think we've had 6 episodes of Skeleton Crew.
I started the first one and I have issues with the first 5 minutes.
Oh my God, really?
Yes.
You have issues, period.
May I delve into?
Sure.
Or
is
this just going to be old man laughs or yells at clouds?
Go ahead.
Star Wars has always been about a fantasy land, and things are out there and things are different. This is nowhere near our world. Earth is never mentioned. Nothing about Earth is mentioned. Nothing neat. It's all complete fantasy, and everything should be different. Correct? Other than bipedal human looking of some of them, everything should be different. Correct?
I guess.
But within the first few minutes, I'm like, okay, he's in a house using the same serial keepers that I use. And getting on a traditional school bus.
Yeah, okay.
And you're like, no, this isn't Star Wars. This is you guys trying to make something that apes reality. But put a Star Wars label on it.
Oh, okay.
That's not what I want. I don't want that at all. I was so sad and sick.
Didn't even notice that.
Things where they're just like, let's make this a standard thing. No.
Oh.
Deep reaches of space. Why would they have anything to do with a traditional looking school bus? Earth doesn't exist. Yeah. Why would they need serial savers? Why would they need this? What? No. This is stupid.
I didn't pick up on that at all.
I was just like
ogling, like
this is dumb.
Like, oh, there's a Greedo. Oh, there's a Hammerhead. Oh, there's a I was so easy. I was in the back.
Well, because you didn't do Clone Wars enough to be like, oh, we already know about Wookiees and Greedos and these type of things and things.
That's true. It all comes back to my lack of foresight into the animated brain trust that is you and your adventures with cartoons.
Not just me, but most of the people in your life that normally your
most
opinion.
Most of them do.
Normally the opinion matters, but for some odd reason, you're fighting me on this.
I mean, my daughter wants me to watch Bob's Burgers. You want me to watch Clone Wars. She also wants me to watch Clone Wars, but someday, I will have watched enough British Murder. And that'll be enough. I'll be like, okay, that's good. I'm done with BritBox and Acorn.
We have hit the end of the internet. Yeah. Let's turn around.
BritBox and Acorn just say, that's it. No moss. We don't have anything else for you. You watched it all. Every dead person in Britain has now been. Those crimes have been solved. You can move on.
Jeez. My apologies. That was my own tangent. Just one.
It's an interesting one. I did not see that one coming. So
just as you watch it, allow me to ruin everything for you.
Yeah.
As you watch it the next time, just be like, does this transform me into a galaxy far, far away? Like
it does.
The Krull?
They're not on that planet very long. I won't spoil it for you, but I guess I just did.
Yeah. Ta-da.
They're not there very long, so you'll get into your space fantasy. But maybe that's part of it. This is what you learn later about this planet is maybe that's why it does some of those things. Maybe Maybe. I don't know. I don't have a compelling argument. But I'll let you catch up, and then we'll talk.
Excellent.
Yes. Kyle, what do we do first? It's been a year since we've done
All
one.
right, welcome back. It's wonderful to have you. Let's head on over and see what our good friends at comicbookinvest.com have and look at their Hot 10 and see what's happening on the secondary market, which will lead directly into our conversation as we were talking wonderfully about Star Wars. Sorry, I unplugged myself. Let me see if I killed my recording. Nope, we're good. Okay, I just hit the wrong thing. All right, as we talk about Superman and that trailer, the number one item, Superman number 680. Climbing up to number one this week, we have Krypto still on top of a relatively slow market. It's typical for aftermarket comic sales to dip around the holidays, but some books are still standing out from the pack, up to a $40 average on more than 40 sales this week. This even hit a high over $100 for a direct edition, while newsstands are commanding over $130. Drew, do you have any Krypto?
No, I don't think so. 680, is that what it was?
Yep, 680 for Superman.
Okay, so you're looking at December 27th.
Yes.
Okay, not January 3rd.
Oh, January 3rd was not out when I clicked on them. I must have been a little early. Well, let's get the newest and hottest. Yep, let's go to January 3rd. I was a little early on that one. Sorry. All right, let's start with Omega Men number 3. The Jason Momoa casting news as Lobo this week sent a shockwave through the marketplace, basically dominating most of the sales this week. And at the top of this list is the first appearance of the main man himself. Prices have surged on Raws, averaging over $80 and a high of $150 on more than 200 sales this week, Drew. 200 sales.
200,
Additionally,
wow.
a CGC 9.8 direct edition going for $450. I saw this Jason Momoa news. I thought it was duh kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we've been talking about that forever, and I'm like, well, maybe they'll do it. It's pretty on the nose.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess that's part of the deal is just, he already looks like him. So let's cast him.
Yeah.
I guess that's
Can we ugly him up enough is my question.
It's just weird, like, I don't know, man. Like I guess you did it with Chris Evans and Fantastic Four and Captain America, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
the incestuous nature of the actors.
So I guess if Momoa does Aquaman and Lobo, that's okay because that precedent has been set.
Yeah, Affleck did Daredevil and Batman. Chris Evans did his. We're gonna get to Iron Man and Doctor Doom, all that stuff.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, Downey Jr. Yep. So yeah,
I don't know why I blanked on Robert Downey Jr. Sorry.
Yeah, that's true. Why not?
Exactly.
Bets are off. There are no rules.
Exactly. At rank number 2, this book I have, Lobo number 1. Well, the Lobo action doesn't stop with his first appearance. The sales of the main man's bleed over into his own first solo series, averaging $15 on more than 100 sales this week. We've even seen highs hit $30. CGC 9.8's direct $200, while CGC 9.8's newsstand $350.
I think I sold mine for $40. My not my Lobo number 1, my Omega Man 3.
Oh dang.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Yeah. It wasn't bad then, but it's bad now.
There's always a point. At rank 3, Deadly Tales of the Gunslinger Spawn number 1, 1 in 50, Todd McFarlane cover. Can't believe this book is still hanging on to the list, but this week's sales forced by hand. This week's average double where it was last week, as we are looking at $250 on about 10 sales. That's 5 times ratio, Drew. This even hit a high of $355 at auction for the past week, shattering the ceiling. Thought it had already reached that, but we were wrong.
Wow. People love their Spawn.
Yeah. At rank 4, Mark Spears, Monster number 1, the cover A, storming back on the list while some truly impressive sales this week. After some time away, we have the cover A of Monsters back again. Though most of December, this was around $100 to $130, but with the release of the third print this week, we're now looking at $150 average on over a dozen sales. Part of that rise are the last 2 sales of $190 and $180 raw. Well, this week, a CGC 9.8 went for $300.
People are nuts.
Yeah, people be crazy.
Yeah.
And at rank 5, more Spawn. Spawn 360, the 1 in 50 Brett Booth cover. Brand new this week, we have Todd McFarlane's return to writing Spawn with a surprise high ratio incentive. Once again, proving how dedicated McFarlane collectors are. This 1 in 50 is already averaging $93 on about 10 sales with highs of $120. Return of the Living Dead #1. This is, I cannot see the publisher on this one, it's too tiny, but a Mark Spears cover. Now that most shops have finally received their copies of this book, we've seen a number of cover price sales this week, pulling down the overall average from last week's loft of $25.
It's American mythology.
Thank you. This week had over 150 sales with highs of $25, but an overall average about $13 thanks to the cover price stock clearing out. It's still an impressive showing after the rush of cover price sales cleared out. Now everything left is about $15. At 7, Justice League International #18. Another Lobo book seeing action this week is the classic redesign that is much closer to the Lobo we all know and love today in this issue. Plenty of cheap sales in the mix with the odd high price sale reaching as much as $30. By and large, you can still find plenty in the $5 range if condition isn't the most important thing to you. A couple dozen sales the past couple days since the news dropped in this book that expands Lobo's reach beyond just his first appearance.
That one I have.
Let's see if we can get $10 out of it.
Yeah, exactly.
At rank 8, 7 Soldiers Frankenstein #3. Fighting its way back onto the list, we have the first appearance of The Bride. A couple weeks ago, this was a $25 book, but this is now a $35 average on over a dozen sales and even hitting a high of 60. CGC 9.8 even sold for $200. Knowing a second season is on the way, along with the possibility of a live-action appearances as teased by Gunn for all of the actors. This may not see that $5 floor again for some time now. I assume we're talking Creature Commandos.
You gotta be, yeah.
Yeah. At rank 9, Mark Spears Monsters #1, the third print 1 in 20. New this week, we have the third print of Mark Spears Monsters hit, pun intended. With the third print came this fun Nightmare on Elm Street homage on the 1 in 20 ratio incentive for this printing. Not a ton of volume yet, but still a solid $75 average on half a dozen sale. Shows a decent premium being paid on this new release and earning it a spot near the bottom this week. And Superman #170. Jeff Loeb writing this, Ed McGuinness on the cover. The crypto craze may be passing as volumes and prices seem to be slowing on most of the other crypto non-first appearance options out there. But this is a late riser with some decent uptick for a dollar bin type book to a $16 average with a newsstand hitting a high of 30. Some notable sales on the back end. We have Amazing Spider-Man 301, the Toy Biz action figure reprint, matching an all-time high sale of $1,100 for CGC 9.8 this week on this reprint, included in an early Marvel Legends Spidey figurine. This also sold for $1,100 back in November, but prior to this was only a $300 type 9.8 for many, many years.
Okay.
And Green Lantern 87. Denny O'Neil, Neil Adams, a shocking best offer sale this week of $5,400 for CGC 9.6. This week, only $5,500 asking price, nearly hit an all-time high. Granted, this had reached $6K back in the rush of 2020-2021, but since those glory days, this has fallen back down and hard. In fact, the CGC 9.6 sold for only $1,950 just last week.
Well, what? That's weird.
Yeah.
There's no,
you can get them for
no
2K
right
or
reason.
5K.
Yeah. Which one do you want, man? That people have no clue. Crazy.
People that don't listen to comics for fun and profit, they just
exactly. You just got ripped off, bro.
All right, Drew, I'm in the mood to look into the future, my good sir. Let's see what DC Connect has for us for January for books coming out in March of 2025. Hush 2 on the cover, but let's see where we actually start. Boy, we're going to start with the All In Saga.
Okay.
This is actually, I believe, a collected edition. Yeah, collects Absolute Power 4, DC All-In Special 1, Unlimited. So we start with a trade, a compiled trade, Drew. That's not
Okay. All right. Yeah.
And then head right to Batman 158.
Is it at least cheap? No, it's $20. Not even cheap.
Yeah, it's not cheap. Holy crap, Drew. Is this what Batman has become? We have a 1 in 25. We have a 1 in 50. We have a 1 in 100. We have a 1 in 250. We have a 1 in 608. And we have a 1 in 1000.
What is the 1 in 608 is based on, is that the first appearance of Hush?
I was going to say that's the old Hush, yeah.
Okay. That's
Jeff
weird.
Loeb, Jim Lee, an all-in epic saga begins here. So.
And they're not even going to show us that one, right? Or are they? Yep, there they are.
Yeah. That'd be crazy.
1 in 1,000. 1 in 1,000. Man. So, okay. So if you get the 1 in 1, if you get the 1 in 1, you pay for the 1 in 1,000.
Yes. And that gets you what?
That gets you a 1 in 608.
It gets you one of each of the 608. But at that point, do you just reach for, okay.
A 1216.
Do you just reach for 1216 to get 2?
But then do you get 12 1 in 100s? Is that how that works?
I think so. I am under that impression, yes.
And like 4 or 5 1 in 250s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. But that's if you're a store. That's not if you're a person. You'd have to work out a deal with them to get all those. Like if I'm paying for you to get to 1 in 1,000.
Yeah.
If I'm paying that
$5 a piece.
I want every premium one along the way. And you know, a long box of the actual issue. You know. I want to wet my beak a little.
No kidding.
If I'm doing the heavy lift on that. God, I wonder how many there will be. 5.
There's gonna more than we think. No, a lot more than that. Yeah,
a lot more than that.
Yeah.
I mean, you think you're
because Cowabunga did the 1,000 on that Spider-Man book.
Yeah, they had a guy write the check. Though. Yeah. I mean, if you don't pre-sell it, is, you know, our local comic shop here, no, they're not doing it. Maybe 2 or 3 of the Columbus ones might.
Okay. So without the pre-selling, how high are you going just as a shop on this?
100?
For a giant Batman Jim Lee title?
I don't know that I can go to the 250.
Let's say your typical Batman sales is $100 a book.
Oh, okay. Okay, then you can easily go 250.
Uh-huh. So then the question is,
can you go 1,000?
Yeah. Let's say you pre-sale both 608s. Do you just on your own reach for the 1,000 and eat it?
Well, you can't get both 608s unless you're at 1216. Right.
There's 2 different 608s. There's 2 different ones.
Yeah. So
I assume 608 gets you both of those.
No.
Why not?
It's a 1 in 608.
Yeah. There's a 1 in 608 and a 1 in 608.
I don't think you get the 608 and get to buy both of them, do you?
I assume you do.
Okay.
Is there different SKUs? Maybe. Actually, it might not. You're right. It might just be 2 different signatures and not 2 different covers.
Yeah.
So how upset are you if you get the
Lobe?
Get the Lobe instead of the Jim Lee signature?
Be like, take the Lobe, put it in the shredder. All right. It didn't make it, Diamond. I need a replacement. I want that freaking Lobe. Nice try.
All right. So that's our big dog right there. That's
That's a
one
big
of
dog, yeah.
All right. So then we got Absolute Batman #6, Scott Snyder and Nick Dragonetta. The B tier Batman creative team now. Scott Snyder.
Is it? Yeah, it kind of is, right?
Yeah. The stepchild. Like that quietly cover. That's very good.
Mm-hmm.
Absolute Superman #5, Absolute Wonder Woman #6, Absolute Green Lantern #1. Drew, Green Lantern is all in. Without the core, without the ring, without the willpower, what's left for is the absolute Green Lantern.
I'm getting very much an Ultimate vibe here.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
You know, Batman's really good.
Mm-hmm.
Like Ultimate Spider-Man's really good. Superman's okay. Wonder Woman's okay. What are these going to be? What is this? What is this Absolute Green Lantern going to be? Crap or good? Oh, there's Absolute Martian Manhunter. Oof. We're going a bridge too far. Absolute Flash, no.
But with the Denise Camp and Javier Rodriguez creative teams, how could you not?
Yeah. Jeff Lemire doing Absolute Flash, though. But I don't know Nick Robles that well.
Yeah. Peacemaker presents the Vigilante Eagly double feature.
Okay. So what is that going to be?
That is going to be that is a 5-issue miniseries.
Okay.
Written by your boy Tim Seeley with consulting by James Gunn.
Story consult by James Gunn now. Don't mess with my Peacemaker too much.
Why not just give him a writing credit?
Well, yeah. What is story
You know what I'm
consult exactly?
Yeah.
Does it mean here's my script? And he looks it over and he like redlines a couple things.
Yeah.
Redacts a couple of things and then cans it back to you, and that's a story consult credit?
Mm-hmm.
Is that how that works?
I guess. Or he says, "This is what I'm going to do. Follow along, dear child."
Who wrote the last Peacemaker that was so good? Was that Kyle Starks? I think it was. That was a great Peacemaker series.
I believe so. Sorry, I just muted myself again. I gotta watch where my fingers are going.
Fat fingered it.
I know. Adventures of Superman, the Book of L, #1. Philip Kennedy Johnson, Scott Godlewski. Superman returns. Fan favorite Future State House of L creator Philip Kennedy Johnson and Scott Godlewski reunite for Adventures of Superman, Book of L. As the super family settles into a well-earned time of peace, a powerful ally turned enemy invades Earth with an army of his back and a god aspect of Algron, mad god of the first world. All right, you lost me because I don't know any of those people.
Yeah, I'm not reading that. Did we touch on Secret Six #1?
No, sorry, I looked at it and I forgot to talk about it because I was looking at that Sweetie Boo cover.
Yeah, they got some. The team is Deadshot, Catman, Black Alice. Who else? Dreamer, John Kent, Jay Nakamura. Might be okay. I don't know. I think the last Secret Six I lost interest in, so I don't remember even getting through it.
So these are sidekicks of bad guys? Or what is this?
I don't remember what Secret Six is even. I'd have to rack my brain. I do remember reading the last series and dropping it.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah.
Superman 24, we are all in. Wonder Woman 19, we are all in. Action 1084, Detective 1095, all in. Justice League Unlimited, all in. New Gods 4, all in. Justice League The Atom Project #3, I'm all in. Challengers of the Unknown #4, all in. Aquaman #3, Dark Side is Aquaman? ? Doesn't matter because we're all in. Zatanna number 2, the mistress of magic, haunted by visions of death. All in. Green Lantern 21.
There's a lot of all-ins.
Green Lantern Corps number 2, all in. Green Arrow 22 is all in. Flash 19, all in. Catwoman 74, all in.
So, is anything not all in?
I guess not. I think we're all in if we're all in. But here's the thing is, like, we're the first 68 issues not all in, and now you can become in. I thought you had to be created all in and then be all in.
Oh, yeah.
You can apparently be all in. For some reason,
I was thinking, like, the all in were the new launches.
Yeah, it was like New 52. So, like, New 52 didn't involve something that was already on an issue 48.
Yeah.
You had to be all in from the get-go. This one apparently not.
Yeah. These do have some big numbers that you're all in for.
Yeah. Apparently you're buying back issues if you're all in.
You're all in for Detective 1095.
Yeah, exactly. No kidding.
That makes no sense.
Poison Ivy 31, Harley Quinn 49. Harley Quinn, Fartacular, silent but deadly. This is the not all in, just so we're clear.
That one's not all in.
I've been holding in all my very worst bits of bubble guts for the last 32 years, and it's all been leading up to this epic expulsion. Your nose will never be the same. You'll gag, you'll cry, you'll feel things you ain't never felt before. This fine publication is a celebration of all things past, present, and future. Sequential arts placed in the annals of history is about to change from the release of the Harley Quinn Fartacular, silent but deadly, a comic that promises that the highest concentration of gas per page, or GPP, ever committed to print. Emphasis on committed, because everyone who works on this comic is getting thrown into Dr. Fartley's home for no good gassy gals and guys. Read this comic that Abraham Lincoln calls a joy for farts to finish, from fart to finish, moments before he died.
Wow.
Warning, we aren't kidding. If you are grossed out by farts, then this comic isn't for you, and that's perfectly okay, though we are judging you. Unless you want to put your feelings to the test, in which case this comic is for you.
Joanne Starer and Ted Brandt and Rostein, Amanda Connor and Ben Caldwell on variant covers. What are you doing?
This is a scratch and sniff comic.
Oh, of course it is. Real artificial rub and smell farts. Oh, that's just gross. It's just gross. I want nothing to do with it.
$6. Variants $7.
Yeah, I mean, and you can't read it digitally. You can't rub the smell farts that way.
There's no smellogram if you're doing digital.
Yeah.
Okay.
How do we top that?
we go right from that to my beloved Nightwing.
Yeah, beloved wing. The beloved Nightwing, which no farts here. Just butts.
I've got good news for you. Nightwing is all in. All in.
He's back to all in.
That's right. Batgirl 5, all in. Batman and Robin 19, all in. Batman and Robin Year 1/6, all in. Metamorpho, the Elephant Man 4, of course. Gotta be all in. The Question, all in. Shazam 21, all in. Power Girl 19, all in. JSA, Black Lightning, all in. DC Cross, Sonic the Hedgehog #1.
Not all in.
Not all in.
Not all in.
Just dipping a toe in.
Stay out.
Yeah.
All out. Okay. So all
That's
in
20.
is just continuity books, I'm guessing. Is that what we're
Yes.
saying? Oh, no,
Yes.
because Absolute Powers all in.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
I guess. Titans 21, all in. Two-Face 4, all in. The DC courtside variants are a slam dunk, because nothing says basketball like March.
Yeah. Okay. I like it. Where's the basketball in Action Comics? Is that what that planet is above his head?
Yeah, he's dunking a planet.
He's dunking
As you
a
do.
planet. I gotcha. Okay.
Black Canary, Best of the Best. Batman Superman World's Finest. Guy Fieri camo variant by Darren Mora.
Cameo.
Yes.
That means they're going to stick him in there?
He's on the cover. If you can zoom into that postage stamp, he's there. Black Canary, not all in.
Oh, I see. There
Batman, Superman, not all in. Dark Patterns, Long Halloween, still going. DC Horror presents Creature Commandos. DC versus Vampires.
Not all in.
Not all in. Superman, The Last Days of Lex Luthor, #2. Teen Titans Go 1. Batman 612 facsimile and 613 facsimile as we continue our Hush series.
Hey, we finished Crisis facsimile. Batman Strangest Cases limited collector's edition. That's cool.
Yeah, well, we also have just the Batman Adventures 12, which is the first Harley we get. I'm a big fan of that one as a facsimile because that's a grail.
That's a grail.
Makes sense.
Yeah. And I love that Justice League cover with everybody in the little trapped. That's great.
Yeah. And the rest I'll leave to you, sir.
Oh, thank you for letting me have the trades. Kangaroo tests and tournaments from Sholly Fish. What the heck is that? These are all YA, I'm guessing.
It is apparently a Wonder Woman graphic novel.
Yeah, that's cool. So Johnny Constantine mystery. Which I think I did read that, actually. Not too proud of that, but I did. Because, you get your John Constantine where you can. And if it's in a all-age book, I get a little more John Constantine.
Sometimes these things happen.
Yeah. 100 Bullets reprint. Only $40. Oh, it's book 2. I was like, is that all of them? That'd be great. Okay. DC is offering retailers the opportunity to have an exclusive cover on any of the solicited titles in DC Connect. All you have to do is order 1,000 copies, and you get a custom reprint of comics from its 90-year history. Pricing is based on page count, artist selection, and any special cover treatment. Retailers must have an account in good standing with their DC periodical distribution partner. That's Lunar.
Mm-hmm.
Comic shops may feature their logo on the back cover with accompanying text. So wait a minute. Of any solicited title in DC Connects, and then it says can also order a custom reprint of comics from its 90-year history.
Dang.
So I could get a customized Comics for Fun and Profit Detective 27.
If we had a retail shop.
Is that what they're saying?
I'm guessing, yeah.
Oh. Does that also mean 1,000 copies?
Yeah.
Okay.
The minimum order quantity is 1,000 copies, yeah.
So if you're going to do the Batman Hush 2, 1 in 1,000, why not do it with your own label on?
So don't get cover A's, get custom A's, but qualify for high ratios.
Is that or is that actually not as sought after?
They're probably not as sought after.
Would you rather have a cover A or a Laughing Ogre cover of this Batman book?
Great question.
Comic Town version. That's tough. Yeah.
The question begins: do you just pick a cool book to do 1,000, or do you pick something that's going to have heat and do 1,000?
I mean, yeah, you pick one you think you could sell 1,000 copies of.
Well, I mean, no matter what, if my shop is getting customs, I'm buying a custom regardless of what it is.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's going to be in your pull list.
Mm-hmm.
So in your pull box, if you wanted that Batman, you're getting the customized version.
Yeah.
Reach out to DC Custom Covers at DC.com and get yourself a retailer exclusive. That's pretty cool.
Now, is that cheaper? That's got to be cheaper than getting an artist to do a custom cover.
Yeah, it's got to be cheaper. It's their graphic designer slapping your logo on the back.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely that is cheaper than a commissioning an artist to give you a custom cover.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, whoever does layouts and preps it for the print shop is slapping something on there for you.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So you can get a Batman 158 that looks like a Batman 27 that has your shop on it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. And have them for the rest of your life.
Yeah, and plan on selling them in perpetuity.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, if you're gonna have backstock, a couple of long boxes of a key facsimile, I mean, you can't go wrong with Detective 27 or Batman 1 or Action 1 or Soup 1. You know, you can't go wrong with those. Those would sell.
Stick with the hits. Yep.
Right.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, where you'd get into trouble, I think, is as you go down. You know, probably giant size X-Men, probably Fantastic Four, Amazing 15, Spidey 1. Like I don't know.
I doubt they're going to do Marvel covers for you.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like in general, the whole idea of this.
Gotcha.
Let's because Marvel steals all their ideas from DC anyway for their comics, so they'll be doing this as well, if they haven't already. And I'm just wondering how far down you go. Like, I don't know that like the Deadpool first appearance, probably not, right? Probably that's a bridge too far. Probably not the first Harley.
No, I wouldn't say that.
I wouldn't think so. I mean, I think it has to be the keys that are like out of reach almost. You have to stay in the 50s and 60s.
Spider-Man 300s?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. No, I don't think so. No. No, I think that's a minor key. It's just Venom.
Yeah, but
He's had 3 movies, and how many of them have you watched?
Zilch. 0.
You've had nada. Okay, so I've watched more than you.
I've watched more Madam Web than I have.
Right?
Yep.
Right. So, I would say that's a big no. But I love the idea. I hope that some places do it, and it's a hit. And we have lots and lots of facsimile keys out there, and then all the shady eBay sellers that are just putting them up and saying, "No, this is the actual book."
Yeah, don't open it up.
All right, back to which one? Cover price?
Now we're heading over to our good friends at coverprice.com and looking at their top 10 items for December 31st, 2024, their final items before the end of the year. And at number 1, we have Return of the Living Dead #1, and Mark Spears' original. Man, every cover Mark Spears has produced lately has turned to paper gold. But you knew this as you pay close attention to the Dirty D's FOC post and the new catalog posts, and were able to order a copy from your LCS at cover. And, of course you did. Even if not, despite copies hitting as high as $90, my comic shop was listing these on their site and eBay for cover price right up until yesterday. Granted, it was one per person. While this did drag the fair market value down and steamrolled over the retailers hoping to keep up at the higher prices, it's already rebounding back up with a current fair market value of $15 for Rawls. We tracked 90 copies sold, and you better keep an eye on them. At rank 2, Deadly Tales of the Gunslinger #1, the black and white version 1 in 50, Todd McFarlane. Moving from 7 to 2 this week showcases the immense love of the aftermarket has for Gunslinger Spawn and Spawn variants. This issue's exploration of the character makes it a must-have for collectors, tracking 6 copies sold, 6 copies, with a high sale of $251 for Raw, and $220 being the fair market value. At rank 3, Superman 680. If you're a fan of Krypto, then this is a permanent piece of your collection, as collectors recognize this as the definitive modern Krypto cover and storyline that features a heartfelt highlight of Krypto's heroism and bond with Superman. A theme clearly played out on the immensely hot new Superman trailer. As we noted last week, while this is not Krypto's first appearance, this book is much more affordable and easier to find in the wild. While it slips from number 1 to number 3 this week, we have plenty of time until we see our favorite superpowered dog on screen. Tracking 35 copies sold in the secondary market, high as $50, and settling to a fair market value of $34. Superman 170, a new Krypto cover, joins the top 10 this week, thanks to the Superman trailer getting collectors all aboard the Krypto train. While most are picking up this great Ed McGuinness cover, the story is also a pretty great Krypto story to boot. Superman 170 by Jeff Loeb, with art by Dale Cowan and Cam Smith, has Superman and Lois Lane suddenly attacked by Mongol and his sister Mongal, leading Krypto to fiercely defend Lois and nearly killing Mongol. Concerned about Krypto's powers, Superman takes him to the Fortress of Solitude for safekeeping. The comic highlights Krypto's protective instincts and Superman's challenges in managing his super-powered pet. 8 copies sold, $40 for Raw, settling into $26. Back to Mark Spears' Monsters #1, the cover A, looking down on you cover. After 1 week off the top 10, Mark Spears' Monsters #1, Keen Spot is back. One might think the heat has worn off from the holidays, but clearly that is not the case. Mark Spears' Monsters #3 is scheduled for release on January 29th with a cover price of $6 and a total print run of 42,000.
Wow.
10 copies sold in the secondary market, 165 for Raw, 131 settled. So that one's still hot, Drew, after quite a long time.
Yeah.
Absolute Wonder Woman #1, the Hayden Sherman regular cover. Written by Kelly Thompson with art by Hayden Sherman, Absolute Wonder Woman returns to the top 10. If you haven't picked up a copy, it introduces a reimagined Diana as the last Amazon, raised in hell by Circe. Now serving as the protector of Elseworld, the series offers a dark fantasy twist on Wonder Woman's origin. Tracking 45 copies with a high sale of $25 for Raw, and current Raw's $14. Ultimate Universe, 1 year in, #1, Alex Capuzzo, sorry. Ultimate Wolverine, enough said. Well, we can expand on that a bit more. This issue introduces us to the Ultimate Universe's version of Wolverine, marking his debut in this reimagined Marvel Universe and exploring how he fits into the revamped Ultimates line. It provides fans with a glimpse of his new origin and dynamics in his alternate continuity, adding fresh twists to the iconic character. Tracking 30 copies sold, 7-day trend to 13% high, $35 on Raw. New market value, or near fair market value, $18. It's Jeff, the Jeff-verse #1. While Jeff books have moved off the list this week, the little land shark we love is still chewing up the aftermarket. So why is this second series the only Jeff book still lingering? While it's hard to say exactly, his first series was met with plenty of fanfare. This one snuck by shops a bit, most likely leaving this print run to be smaller. It's also a collection on some of his online-only stories that folks have missed and now get a physical version of them. We tracked X copies sold, it doesn't tell us, And it doesn't tell us the number anyways. They phoned this one in. Seven Soldiers Frankenstein #3 in HBO's animated series Creature Commandos, which premiered December 5th. The Bride of Frankenstein, referred simply as the Bride in the DC universe, emerges as the central character. 7 copies on the secondary market, $39 for all. Edge of Spider-Verse 5, the Marvel Rivals effect, continues bringing new awareness to a more comic-accurate SPDR and Peni Parker that we received in Sony Pictures Animation's Spider-Verse films. While they were fun in the first film, Rivals fans get a version closer to what Gerard Way intended, and fans seem to love that, hence the renewed interest in their first appearance. 13 copies in the secondary market, CDC 9.8 going for $160, $50 for the raw book.
Yeah, no, there doesn't seem to be a bottom 10 runners-up article. Yeah. But when you go to the cover price site, I can find the individual comics. So at 11, it looks like we have Kid Pool's Spider Boy, the issue 1 in 25 by Paco Medina. I'm not getting the good juicy sales numbers because I'm not a true believer to see the comics values. So that's how they get you. At rank 11, you have Daredevil 183, the 1982 direct cover with Punisher on there. Punisher on the cover. We have the DC All-In special at rank 13. The Daniel St. Pierre regular wraparound. 14, we have the Red Hulk issue number 1, Ed McGuinness regular from 2008. Absolute Batman regular cover, number 1, issue 1, comes in at 14. 15 is Dust to Dust. It's an Image comic I have not read. Olivier Coipel and Matt Wilson, 1 in 20. That just came out the last week of December. So that's not sure if that's a part of an imprint. Is that a giant generator or a Geigerverse book, perhaps? Or is it something new? Well, yeah, it's J.G. Jones. So it's J.G. Jones. Looks like it might be something new. Kind of cool. At 16, we have New Agents of Atlantis, The War of the Realms from 2019 by Billy Dan. I don't know what the deal is there. It's an interesting one. And I can't find it. So I wonder if they're phasing out these the runners-up article. Because this is some good stuff I want to know about. Absolute Batman issue 2, the second print.
Fear of missing out.
Yeah, Batman wraparound 1 in 25 with the big dump truck on the cover. That's cool. And then we have 19 is Spawn, number 1, Todd McFarlane from 1992, regular. And the Superwoman special, Mark Spears rounds out the top 20. So interesting, kind of. Not the kind of granularity you would normally want on values. But there were some interesting things in there that I found intriguing. And I kind of want to do the 5-day trial. I think they got me. I think they hooked me.
That's funny.
They figured out my magic buttons to push. But yeah, we'll see. So we'll stay tuned. And now that it's 2025, maybe it's a new dawn, a new day. We'll see what their new strategy is going forward.
There we go.
Yeah. So let's head over to our good friends at Lunar then
Let's see what Lunar Distribution has for us. Go for January 8th, 2025, and start where we love to start, with Absolute Batman number 4.
Yeah, as we sneak peek at next week, there's some cool covers. Francesco Francavilla doing a nice one. The Nerd
Aquaman 1. Ooh.
That looks. Oh yeah, Aquaman. He's all in.
He's all in. Yeah. I don't know if you ask him, but he'll tell you.
Yeah, for sure. Batman and Robin 17. Great book. It is tough though to read the Batman and Robin and then the Batman and Robin Year One. You know, they're very different books, but still both very good in their own right. So that's an interesting dynamic.
Batman Dark Patterns number 2. Why is the B cover god awful, and why is Freddy Krueger on it?
I don't know.
Facsimile of Brave and the Bold 29. DC versus Vampires World War V number 6.
I wonder why you get. I guess this is the Brave and the Bold purple blank.
Yeah, they give a blank.
Is to take to a con?
I guess, or if you want to draw your own cover.
I guess, yeah.
Geiger 10. Oh, Geiger having the Action 1 homage.
Oh, okay.
That's dope.
Can't do that enough.
I kind of agree. I like seeing everybody's take on that kind of thing. Those don't bug me.
Yeah, do it again. Juvenile gets its second issue. That was a fun first. I liked it a lot, so I'm looking forward to that one.
Kaya has made it all the way to 24. Wes Craig's book.
Charles Soule, you liked 8 Billion Genies. Will you like The Lucky Devils?
Yeah, miniseries premiere. Good Omens meets Cursed Worlds in this new series from the duo behind the smash hit 8 Billion Genies. It's a tale of 2 rebellious demons who decide to start a revolution in hell, and the 2 ordinary 20-something humans that are going to manipulate. They are manipulating to do this. A cheeky, satirical look at good and evil.
Yeah.
I like it.
Snot Girl gets a second printing for 16.
Oh, I love to see it.
Love to see it. Transformers gets just 2 covers for 16. What?
They can't all be 10 of the 10th print.
Yeah, that's true.
Heading on over to our regular new releases over to previewsworld.com, finding our January 8th items. Getting a closer look, take another real quick look through Image to make sure we didn't miss anything. Moon Man, I believe this starts its new story arc. They did a 5-issue on their first story arc, and this starts their second. This is, of course, that Kid Cudi and Kyle Higgins with Joe Clark.
Does Boom only have the Jim Henson Presents? That's it, I think.
Yeah, not a lot going on there. Titan Comics with even less.
What is the Jim Henson Presents?
I couldn't. The iconic work of Jim Henson.
It's not really a series. I guess it's a 4-issue series. Okay.
It's an anthology.
Yeah.
We get to Marvel. We have a Venom 2.
Oh, the all-new Venom.
That is an interesting Scotty Young Amazing Spider-Man 65 100 copy incentive.
Is that him in the jar or something
else?
Yeah, kind of like it.
Oh, there's a standard version of that. 8 Deaths of Spider-Man variant. Okay, you don't have to get the black and white. I like that.
Yeah, for sure.
Daredevil Unleash Hell Red Band number 1. A polybagged explicit content. Murder is an art. Erica Schultz writing that one. Stephanie Hans on the cover. That might be worth delving into.
Mm-hmm. We've got our new champions. And they are written by Steve Fox, art by Ivan Fiorella. Who are the new champions?
They're not the old champions.
Man, I don't know who any of them are.
Yeah. I'm also a sucker for J. Scott Campbell on this Magic #1. That's poster, never mind. Or no, it's got the standard. It's the book. Yeah. Sorry, I was looking at two different things.
Yeah.
MAGIK #1. Got David Nakayama covers, Lee covers, Pete Momoko covers. But yeah, loving that. Just the J. Scott Campbell.
Is that the cover A?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice.
Art Germ is a spotlight on one of the characters I do not know for new champions.
Yeah, that's weird, right?
Yeah.
How'd I miss this? What is the Uncanny X-Men 8 Chris Giarrusso crossover Connect variant? What are they doing with the Magneto there?
Making him look like a fool.
It's just a very cartoony.
Yeah, I like the Gambit. I like the Miguel Mercado Gambit variant much better. I like the Nick Bradshaw Rogue cover too.
What if Galactus transformed Gambit?
Ooh.
What would happen?
So that would mean Gambit is the Herald of Galactus?
I don't know. You gotta read it.
What if Mickey and Friends became the Fantastic Four?
Well, that's just dumb.
I agree.
Wolverine #5, 25 copy incentive.
I love that. Dave Barden. Yes, that's an old rocker. I love that.
Can't beat the heads.
Ew. X-Men Decimation Omnibus. Down into Dynamite, where we have cheesecake on top of cheesecake on top of cheesecake. But we do have a Jai Lee cover on Green Hornet Miss Fury 1. Gosh, that's good.
Which one?
Green Hornet Miss Fury #1, the cover B, Jai Lee.
Oh, okay. There's a lot of covers there.
Yes, there are.
Zootopia gets a first issue.
That's cool.
Is that a
That's a really good movie.
Is that a Disney movie?
Yeah. Well, I can't remember if it's a Disney movie.
Is that the one where the sloth was moving real slow?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I was going to reference that.
Yeah, I remember that one. Yeah. Well, they need a sloth cover.
That's exactly. Yep, I'm with you on that one. Judy Hopps comes from Zootopia. Oh, wow, they did the negative space variant on the cover C. Man, everybody does just rip off everybody else.
Yeah, they do.
Gosh.
Down in the smaller publishers, it is then EC Cruel Kingdom from Oni Press, #1. Does look like an EC book.
Dude, they re-released that I Lie Popeye video game homage in a foil for $50.
Yeah.
Eat a dick.
I don't like it that much.
You did Jupiter's Legacy before, didn't you?
I did.
So are you into this Jupiter's Legacy finale? No. We're on the 3rd issue.
Nope. Once there was no Frank Quitely on there anymore, gotcha. I just lost interest.
So Millar is not enough to keep you in?
No. I don't even know if he's on it.
I thought, well, yeah, I didn't. I saw Yeah, he's the writer.
He's still the writer. Yeah. Something called Memoirs from the 20th Century, a 5-issue mini from Blood Moon Comics.
Blood Moon Comics.
And it's time travel. Basically, a woman takes a pill that catapults her back to 1999 so she can fix all her past mistakes.
And invest in Google.
Yeah. I don't know if 99 is coming back enough for me to fix all my mistakes.
You were still in college.
I was already married with a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have to go back a couple more years.
All right, brother. Anything else? That I've reached the end of my list here with a couple of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, a couple other little things. But
I was looking at that Planetary and Expansion #1. It's a Critical Entertainment LLC. I'm not 100% sure what exactly that is.
Drew, I found your pick of the week.
You did?
Those Not Afraid, #1 from Dark Horse Comics, a new crime series from the 3-time Eisner nominee Kyle Starks. For fans of true crime and murder fiction, 2 serial killers discover that they are within reach of the state record for kills and enter a terrible competition to see who can get there first. Featuring amazing and stylish noir art from Patrick Piazzalunga and incredible covers from the legendary Glenn Fabry.
That is a good one.
I do love me some Kyle Starks.
Yeah, that is a good one.
That is a cool premise.
Yeah. That's definitely a good one.
But your only one item can be your sneak peek of the week pick of the week. Drew, what do you got for me?
Well, I mean, do you want that one?
I've got some options here. That is probably my front runner.
Yeah.
Those Not Afraid. Of course, Zootopia #1 piqued my interest. The Heads of Wolverine #5 as the 25 copy incentive, which would have to be our I would have to get special permission to do that. So just FYI. Magic #1, of course, that J. Scott Campbell, and then Daredevil Unleashed with that Stephanie Hans cover A are my options. But I think Those Not Afraid #1 is my pick.
I will give you Those Not Afraid because I cannot get over this Memoirs from the 20th Century. It is the writer artist, that is hit or miss, and it's a $5.99, so I gotta look the other way on a couple of things.
There you go.
But I like the premise enough. 1999 is my wheelhouse, so I like it. I like it. That's 25 years ago.
There you go. And if I were to do the Wolverine 25 copy incentive, I would have to make that the Aaron Churchill Memorial pick of the week. I did not quite do that.
You didn't pull the
trigger on that one, but it was in there. So Those Not Afraid #1 cover A for me.
Very cool.
All right, Drew, welcome to 2025. Congratulations. We survived a whole nother year. We've done all the things we wanted to do. We made it through episode number 954, Drew. We will clear 1,000 episodes this year, sir.
I know.
So exciting and wonderful things to come. We thank you. We appreciate you. If you guys want more from Comics for Fun and Profit, head on over to patreon.com. Find Comics for Fun and Profit. Throw a couple bucks our way. Help us make 2025 the best year that Comics for Fun and Profit have ever seen. So for Drew and for myself, see you.
Are you missing 6-man co-host Mike Myers? Well, you don't have to. Go to dcnoisepodcast.com and explore all of Mike's podcast universe, including my favorite, Mike M's Weekly Reads, to stay up to date with Mike's personal reading list. You got Geek Brunch, a bi-weekly celebration of geek culture with Mike and Bill Bomer, where they dish about comics, movies, TVs, and even food sometimes. You got DC Noise, focusing on Mike's favorite publisher, DC, Collector's Corner, DC Everything Else, another favorite of mine, and Geek Brunch Retro. So feel free to go find Mike at dcnoisepodcast.com.